Oh, look, I have 6 viewers. You know what that means? I can start the show. But first, just want to advertise my YouTube channel, Joey Blaze. As you can see, I have like a ton of videos here. The most recent ones being the last 2 Blunt Talk episodes, and of course, the Charm City Classic movie, which is available now on YouTube and Facebook. Feel free to subscribe to Joey Blaze on YouTube. As we begin the show, good evening, everybody. As if you watched last night, you would know that we have switched formats here. Instead of showing me on screen, we're going to show what's on my screen. So let us just sit in this image for a second while I keep talking real quickly. Welcome to tonight's episode of Blunt Talk. We are live from our normal studio. I am Joey Blaze. And tonight we are going to discuss the 9-man pro bracket as well as this weekend's International Bowl. But first, let us start by recapping the A bracket itself. Beginning with last March, when we flash back to Atlantic City, where Main Event won the first tournament, defeating the Lions in the championship. And joining us right now from Main Event, the man that Birdman himself called the GOAT, as did Tyler Spencer on our show, Mike DeMartiliere himself.
Hi, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, Mike. How are you this evening?
Good. Just chilling in bed watching some college basketball.
What game you got on?
St. John's and Georgetown.
St. John's and Georgetown, classic rivalry game. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm a Terps fan myself. We just beat Ohio State last night. It was a nice little win.
Yeah, big win for you guys.
Yeah, for now. But we'll see as basketball plays out later on. But first, let's talk some football. Starting, Mike, take us through the journey in Atlantic City when you guys won the first tournament of the 2019 circuit season, when you knocked off the Lions in the championship.
Yeah, it was a good weekend for us. It was a little cold, but we had a good squad there, and we really clicked offensively in our defense. We actually got fortunate in the championship game. They scored late. We actually blocked the extra point, and Ronald Butler returned it for 2 points, and then we ended up scoring our last drive to win by like 3 points or something like that. And then, we got off to a hot start in the season, and that was the last championship we won.
But it wasn't the last one you appeared in, however. You guys
Correct.
Did struggle in Ocean City, finishing in the semifinals, falling to Bullets, which I actually watched that game for the first time when I was doing the Charm City documentary early on. A little bit of a rough go there, Mike. What was going down in Ocean City that just wasn't connecting for you guys?
No, that wasn't a team loss. That was solely on me. We were down by 3 or 2 points, and I threw 3 picks that game. We were shorthanded. We only had probably 14, 15 guys. But give credit to the Bullets. They made enough plays, and I give Raptor that win for them.
You did get revenge on the Bullets, however, a few months later in the Charm City Classic when you knocked them off twice in that weekend, winning the $1,000 bet against Justin Mudgett. A great victory for Main Event. But that weekend in the summer was overshadowed by falling just short to the Strong Island Bulldogs in back-to-back tournaments. Guide us through.
Yeah, they got a number.
Yeah, that's what it seems like at least. But in Albany, it just seemed like everything that could go wrong for you guys did go wrong. I mean, who could forget the pitchback play?
Well, we did it twice.
Yeah.
Even with that said, we still only lost, 28-26. I mean, they've beaten us the last 3 games by a total of 8 points. But Brian's made more plays and he hasn't made mistakes, whereas I've made crucial mistakes that have cost us points or left points on the board, and you can't do that against a good team like that.
No, and the one thing, I will give you credit, you did orchestrate a nice little comeback in that Albany championship game. Rallying back from 28-7 down in an A bracket championship is a very tough hill to climb.
Yeah, they definitely thought the game was over and got a little lax, and we made some plays. Fred McDonald got a pick on defense. It's really a shame Plumlee didn't catch that extra point because we would have kicked the extra point at the end of the game and won the overtime, and we had all the momentum. But it is what it is. They, like I said, they got our number, and hopefully, that'll change come 2 weeks from now.
We shall see. What's that?
1 week. I didn't realize it's next week.
Yeah, we're about 8 days away from draft night. Are you excited for draft night?
Man, I think that shit is so retarded.
Really?
I wish. Yeah, man. I want to know. I'm a football dork. I want to know who I'm playing. I want to know what time we're playing.
Yeah,
get a little scouting report, get a game plan. I have no idea who we're going to play.
Well, if there's any team on there that you've never personally played yourself, which one is the one that brings the most curiosity out of you, out of all the teams on there that you've never played? Because you know who Strong Island's got, so you know what to expect there. But is there a team in that A bracket, or rather pro bracket, I should say, that concerns you that you haven't seen before?
No, there's no team. Like, no offense to the teams that I don't know. Like, I don't know who the Vikings are. I don't know what Back in Black has.
I'm not even sure who the Vikings are. That was a random one.
Yeah, I mean, I think going in, I think everybody being realistic. I think the top 3 teams everybody would assume is Lions, Bulldogs, main event. But then you got like 5 to 7. This tournament is going to be loaded. It's going to be really a strong field. Whichever way the ball bounces, I think 5 to 7 teams have a realistic chance to win the championship.
I think so, too. I feel like this is going to be a very intriguing tournament, and it is definitely the strongest A bracket we've seen, I'd say, since at least Charm City, which the A has been lacking in the last few tournaments, at least down in this end of the area. The York tournament didn't have an A bracket, and, of course, and Capital Classic was won by Rampage. Props to them for entering A. But not many teams have entered recent tournaments as loaded, but this tournament in Nationals, very, very, very loaded. This is the real deal. This is the one we've all been waiting for. This is the main event for main event.
No pun intended, right? Wait, is Rampage playing an A next week?
They're being B, but they won A in Capital Classic. They entered A down there.
Okay.
They beat 7-point spread for the championship.
Cody Williams.
They were pretty sure they did pretty well back in the fall, but going back to the pro tournament, I do understand, Mike, you're not just playing 9-man, but you're playing 5-man as well.
Yeah, I'm playing with the Bang Blazers and 5-man contact, and I've seen that field. That field is loaded from top to bottom. I don't think there's any easy outs in that, and the times won't conflict. I know, like 5-man contact starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Be done by 12, and then 9-man don't start till like 2:30, 4 o'clock. So, yeah, we'll be doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I believe you're also you were at least on the roster I saw a while back in the International Bowl this weekend.
Yeah, we'll be flying out to Dallas Saturday.
Saturday? Are you so Saturday in Dallas, and then by Thursday you got to be back in Orlando. How do you prepare for such a ordeal from your position?
The only thing I got to prepare is to make sure I'm not in trouble with work. I got my days scheduled off. I'm flying out to Dallas Saturday, and then Tuesday night I'm staying over at Bruce Mapp's place and flying from Dallas to Orlando on Wednesday, and then coming back to PA on the following Monday. Hopefully with 3 championships in hand.
Hey, that to me would be a pretty damn good week. And a pretty great way to spend a weekend in Orlando winning and in Dallas winning. And refresh my memory, what team are you on in the International Bowl roster? Because there are two Team USA squads, Stars and Stripes. Which one are you?
I'm on Stripes.
You're on Stripes? Okay.
Yeah, we got the 2 old quarterbacks on our roster and the 2 young guns on the other roster.
Interesting. I do look forward to seeing how that plays out. It's a shame. I hope somebody finds a way to live stream that, because from what I've heard, there's no coverage of it until ESPNU's broadcast of it this Tuesday.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well.
Damn.
I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping somebody's able to. That'd be great to see, because I've been curious about the event myself. And we'll actually have Corey Webb on shortly to discuss more on that event, as it'll happen this weekend before Nationals. But, Mike, thank you for once again joining us on the show. We're glad to have you. Anything you got to say going into the next week?
No, just good luck to everybody. Safe travels, and I'm not going to see you in Dallas this weekend. I'll see you guys all next Thursday night at the draft party.
Hey, I'll try to be there too.
All right, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, Mike. Glad to have you on once again. Mike DeMartilier joining us here on Blunt Talk. And Main Event certainly does have their opportunities. And yeah, I was looking on the Blunt Talk Uncut page earlier, trying to find some old videos and trace back a few things. But Main Event started out the year, as mentioned, in control. They won the first tournament of the year. Seemed like they could be cruising to even more victories, which they did. But unfortunately for Main Event, they just fell a little short in back-to-back championship games in Albany and Charm City to the Strong Island Bulldogs. But before that tournament came Ocean City. Ocean City belonged to the Laneys. As we keep it focused on my channel again, just for those to be reminded. The Laneys, and that was a game I actually live streamed, was the Laneys MD Bullets Championship game. A game in which the Laneys won 17-13. A classic that you can also find on the Joey Blaze YouTube page. In Virginia Beach, it belonged to the Lions as they took the championship home. However, the remainder of the summer belonged to one team. And that team was none other than the Strong Island Bulldogs. And helping to lead the way for the Strong Island Bulldogs is this man joining us on the show for the very first time, Mr. Corey Webb. Welcome to Blunt Talk.
Appreciate you having me, man. Been watching your show for the longest.
I have heard we've been trying to get this interview down for the longest, actually. I've been, ever since I found that out, I've been wanting to get you on the air because I love our fans, and it's an honor to know that someone of your caliber, Corey, knows about us here in this small little hick town in Maryland.
Hey, man, sports talk. Everybody knows sports, so why not listen to everybody's different opinions?
Hey, man, we got a nice little flag football brand of our own over here in Washington County, but I know you play on a level that is a brand of its own. 9-man, 5-man. Corey, you are an all-around phenomenal athlete. Are you going to turn the webcam on? Just checking ahead of time.
I think it's on. I'm looking at you. I don't know if you can look at me though.
Oh, it's not coming up. It's just a blank screen on my end.
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh, God, I wasn't sure if it was intentional or not. There we go.
That's better?
Yes, sir. Now I see you.
Okay. My bad.
But, Corey, as we were talking, the summer belonged to you and the Strong Island Bulldogs. Tell us about the summer of Strong Island from your perspective. Whether it be Albany or whether it – let's begin with Albany. And let's begin with the play we referenced earlier, the pitch play. For our viewers who've never, ever heard this story, could you please recite it?
Yeah, man. It was probably second or third down. Mike had made a good audible call to check it to the tight end. He ran about a good 15 yards. I could have pulled his flag, but I was running behind him saying, pitch it, pitch it, pitch it, pitch it. He pitched me the ball, and I was like, oh, and then, me being me trying to make a play, we scored the touchdown, and that was almost like the player of the year. It looked like it.
It was, yeah, it's insane. And there is actual footage from a drone online that we have in the Charm City documentary. We're checking out at the very beginning of that play where it goes through from start to finish. And it's insane to watch because he literally just throws it right back at you like he just thought you were on the team.
Yeah. When you're not really used to getting the ball like that, you just want to make a play for the team, and and he just makes a play for the wrong team at the wrong moment.
And I believe it was Elliott yelling from the camera, "What the fuck are we doing?" As soon as the pitch right after the score happened.
Yeah, we had like two or three different type of views of the plays that happened. We had a drone, we had the phone, so we had different type of angles as well to see how the whole play situated.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because I went back and put in the whole footage into the documentary, and going over it, it was just insane just watching it so many times. It's a great story. Ross was over here laughing his ass off when I showed him the footage the first time, and during Brian's interview with Eric back in the summer, he loved it. He was loving it.
Yeah, my man Birdman said it perfectly. He said it perfectly how I said it. That was really probably the funniest part of the whole video. And Eric Bose boosted it up. But it was all, of course we won, so obviously we're happy about the situation. But on their end, man, maybe if that play wouldn't happen, maybe they would have won the game.
That is something to think about. The final score in Albany was 28-26. And a big part of that was that late comeback by Mike DeMar and company as they rallied back late in the game after you guys were 28-7. What exactly happened on your all's end? Because Mike said you all played down to them the rest of the way. Was that really what happened, or was it just a case of where the execution just wasn't there late in the game for some reason?
I wouldn't say it was like execution. I say like once we got up like 3 or 4 touchdowns, we got excited. We was playing laid back, kind of lazy a little bit, giving let Mike take what he given, and he was making throws to keep them in the game, and the defense made stops. So second half, they stepped up when they really needed to, and they had a little bit of sense of urgency because of the situation of the game. And as Mike always do, make late game comebacks, and he tried to go for the win, and and we made a play.
Yeah. And it was a big stop for you guys. You secured a championship, and you carried that momentum into Charm City just 2 weeks later. In fact, when you went down to Baltimore and you dominated down here, taking out Rampage and AFN, 2 of the higher B teams in the rankings, which shows you how just dominant Strong Island truly is and how big the gap really can be between pro and comp on terms of these brackets.
Yeah, Rampage, they're actually a pretty good team.
They are. They really impressed me the last few months.
And they're actually a pretty good team too, but they actually stepped to the challenge and played a team. Some teams don't really does that, so it was a pretty good game until once you start talking smack to Brian turned to Birdman, and it was over for them. But I like the competitiveness. They played every play hard as they can. They didn't give up. But as you see, we just was a better team that day.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you were a better team that weekend as you once again prevailed over main event in the championship. 23-20 this time. That game was an absolute classic. It was the number 1 game of 2019, in my opinion. And guide me through that championship game, because you actually got laid out on one of the plays by a stiff arm. At least Tyler says it on commentary.
Oh, I didn't get stiff arm.
That's what Tyler said. Tyler said Corey Webb just got laid out. I was like, damn, really? I can't tell. The footage is a little blurry from far away.
No, I didn't get stiff arm. It was, my guy, Zed from Main Event, that got stiff arm from Tutty Tone.
Okay, I got you.
When Brian threw the ball and gave him a little Fred treatment, shot him down after he stiff armed him. But Mike, as usual, came down and made a play, and then they scored right before the end and gave it to Speedy on a 70-yard ball right in the middle of the field.
That play was nuts.
It was 2 seconds left, and they put, I don't know, the other guy, some Florida cat, he was trying to throw it downfield. They had Speedy and tight end. It supposed to be like a screen maybe, and Speedy made a play and took off. Like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. No, that play is crazy to watch. I've gone over it numerous times, and it's bewilders my mind each time. They put up a hell of a fight against you guys each time, but it just seems like they can't seem to finish against you. What do you think has been the key to you guys against main event in these matchups?
I think it's more chemistry. It got to be chemistry. Both teams have great players, and you never know whoever really kind of basically whoever has the ball towards the end of the game most likely probably going to win or have a way to win and drive. And it just depends on who makes the most stops at the end of the day. Because I think they missed a field goal, if I'm not mistaken, or at that. I think it was like wide right, so it probably could have been 21-23, and they probably could get the field goal to win. And then just like when I was watching the interview earlier, Mike, if Promo would have caught the extra point, they probably could have kicked the field goal and won the game. So
Yeah.
Or at least tied it up.
Game of inches.
So it just depends on that one play. It's always that one play that you really look back at it.
Mm-hmm. And it's killer. It was killer in the end as you guys prevailed in Charm City. And overall, from there, you guys held on to the number one ranking the rest of the way.
Ooh, it was very shocking. You know, we try to play as much tournament as we can as main event, and we try to at least win a championship. That's obviously everybody's goal, and sometimes we prevail and sometimes we don't.
Yeah. But for the most part, you guys were victorious in 2019. It was the summer of Strong Island, and by the end of the year, you guys were number one.
Again, 2 years in a row.
2 in a row. You guys also, and people forget, you guys won nationals last year too.
We're not a sleeper team. We made some nice little additions for the team to make us better throughout the year.
I wish I had a copy of the updated record that Brian mentioned back on Boss Show back in the summer, because it was 89-9-2 before Charm City. I kind of wonder where that record sits at now, especially coming off Charm City and what Strong Island's been able to do.
I don't know what's Brian record, but Brian record's looking pretty good right now. He's definitely, in my opinion, the number one quarterback at 9-man.
Yeah, that is a true statement.
So
that is a very true statement.
Brian came up. I've been with the Bulldogs 3 to 4 years now. I was like the only person like on the team to just to show him love, and they gave me love and showing me love basically. And I'm thankful for them to put me on the team and doing everything I can for them.
Yeah, and you certainly do a lot. And you do a lot of traveling too, Corey. You're from Texas, correct?
Yes, sir. Dallas, Texas, to be exact.
Dallas, Texas. So you're putting in a lot of frequent flyer miles coming up to the East Coast to play ball.
Football.
Yeah, no, I love that. I appreciate that. That's a true baller right there. Somebody willing to just go out there and play no matter where at. I admire the work ethic. I admire the craft. That is a lot of dedication to the game. It's hard getting guys to travel 30 minutes to the local field around here, let alone travel about 7 states over by plane.
I mean, we have different leagues here. We have actually a league almost every day in Dallas. So it's just kind of like conditioning and getting used to a different environment, different people. You know, I even have a team out here, having different guys trying to learn the game and coming out not my league, but different leagues just so they can learn.
Yeah, I've heard Texas is growing a pretty big flag football following, which is really awesome to hear about. And there's always representation of Texas in the 9-man circuit when it comes to the national championship rounds. I look forward to seeing what they have this year coming in. I look forward to seeing what you have going into next weekend, Corey, because I know you're going to be a very busy man. You're playing 9-man with the Strong Island Bulldogs, of course. But you're also going to be playing 5-man non-contact with your own team, as it shows on your forehead, barbecue chicken.
Yeah, man, y'all see it. Show the support, everybody, please. But yeah, man, just trying to bring another championship back to Dallas, Texas. We haven't won 5-man in 3 years. We haven't won nationals in 3 years in 5-man. So just trying to do something different and bring everything together, and hopefully we'll prevail and win the championship and bring it home. I think we're the favorites.
Yeah. If you're on the field, it's almost a certainty you're the favorite. Because like I said, I've seen your work out there, and you definitely give it more than 100% every time.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the team, man. I just do my part as much as possible.
Not just for your team, but for your country as well. As we'll talk about the International Bowl that is supposed to be happening this weekend in your hometown, of course, around Dallas at Cowboy Stadium.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be my second year playing for Team USA. We have two different teams, Team Stars and Team Stripes.
Yeah, as I'm actually going to pull up the roster sheet right now for the Stars team. I believe Mike told me he was on the Stripes team earlier on. But this is the roster they have, of course. You're on there, as well as Birdman himself. Hopefully he's feeling better. Shout out Birdman tonight. Along with Daryl Dossett, Terrence Bunning, Anthony Pomo, Eric Holiday. What's that?
I think you got to say Darrell Hoosh.
Darrell? Dude, I'm so sorry, dude. I never heard it pronounced. I'm not good at I just went by how it's written. I never heard it pronounced. My bad.
Yeah, everybody knows him as Hoosh, so
yeah,
trying to help you out a little bit.
No, I appreciate that. Terrence Fox as well, Jordan Harrison, coached by Brian Garcia on the roster on the team. So going into this, how are you preparing yourself for not just 9-man Corey, but this 5-man tournament as well?
I mean, 9-man and 5-man is a totally different type of
of course,
style.
Yeah.
So 9-man is basically our ultimate team game, because it starts with your line, and it starts with your QB, and then it starts with everything else. Just like on defense, start with your line, start with your DBs, and start with your linebackers. So it's just different part. But 5-man, I play it all the time, so it's nothing new to me. You know, you just gotta do what you can and try to win.
And win is what you'll try to do, and win is what I actually hope we'll do, as I'm cheering for Team USA all the way. Of course, I believe all of us are going into this. Let me see if I can pull up the schedule. I think you sent it to me earlier. There it is, I believe so. No? It's not right here. There it is. Perfect. Let me zoom in a little bit. It actually zooms out, oddly enough, when I try to zoom in. I don't know why it's working like that. But you guys, the Stars team, you start out at 9 a.m. playing against Japan. And then from there, the Stripes team will play Japan as well. I'm assuming it's another Japan team. I don't know if it's the same one or not. I don't know the difference.
I think we're in the same bracket.
Same pool? Yeah. Okay.
Japan and us. They don't want two USA teams to be in the championship, so we're going to play against each other in pool play and in tournament play or playoffs.
Okay. I like this. I like that.
So
that's going to be intriguing to see, because I believe we do have a copy of what the Stripes team looks like, as you can see right here on camera for those watching. And looking at this Stripes team, this is going to be a good game. So how are they going to separate the coaching staff? Because I'm noticing the same coaching staff is going to be there. How is that supposed to work when they play each other?
I mean, we all played 5-man before, so I mean the coaching is going to be there, but most likely the QB is going to call the plays and tell what the wide receivers or the offense kind of what to do. So our coach Brian Garcia, he knows us very well, so he kind of let us play a little bit. But he kind of like tell us like what's going on with the rules, how stuff is going on, and et cetera, so we can get used to it and know what's going on.
Okay. And honestly, truthfully, that'll be Sunday. The tournament plays going to be on Monday. And then Tuesday will be the championship. The women's division at 12 o'clock, the men's at 1 o'clock. ESPNU will be having the coverage of both of those games. So I ask, how much added pride is it that you get to play this in your home state and within your hometown? I mean, this is probably a short drive for you compared to what you normally have to do.
Yes, it's probably like 35, 40 minutes, from our job. But who wouldn't want to play in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T? So it's
a rare opportunity. Yeah, people. This is something I forgot to mention. This is being played at Cowboys Stadium. This is a huge deal.
Yeah, we play there all the time in the flag football X tournaments, but this one is like way different because we have different countries actually coming in and actually going to be on ESPNU national television wise. So I'm truly humble if we win and be on national TV again. So I'm gonna try to do what I can so everybody can see barbecue chicken and Team Stars to be on TV and try to prevail for Team USA.
I hope you do, man. I hope you do. You know what? I'm hoping for Team USA to win in general. Let's just put it that way. No disrespect. No, I'm not going to take a side between Stars and Stripes. No offense, because I'm good friends with Mike D as well.
Nah, they know. They already know, man. Team Stars all the way, man. But definitely USA no matter what. It's just a competitor in us, that's all.
Yeah. And I look forward to seeing the competitors next week because between that and Nationals, what a week for flag football. Wow.
Yeah, man. Start out with international ball, then we're going to start out with nationals. Finish off with nationals. My bad.
I got to say, this is possibly the biggest that I think the game has ever been.
Yeah, this year is probably – I actually agree with you. This year is probably the biggest year for flag football, and next year is definitely going to be bigger because it's more nationally known more than anything because how the NFL and college and how everything else is going on. So, and hopefully in the next 2 years, flag football will be in the Olympics.
Is that being tabled?
So far, we are, well, not we, but the flag football people are talking about it.
Okay. I can see it because I think it would be very hard to try to pull an 11-man tackle in the Olympics, but I feel like flag is something that is a little bit more simplistic and easier to experiment with. And I feel like that alone will be awesome for everybody involved in this game.
Yeah, but the only difference is, obviously I went around the world and played different type of styles, but the main style that everybody really play is 5-man, non-contact. Yeah. So most likely that will be probably the Olympic of the style.
Which, honestly, in my opinion, I think that's something to me. That could be a start to something else. I always say 5-man will lead the way to start it out for flag football. But I feel as time goes on, I feel like other styles will start making their presence known as well. But I feel like 5-man is right now the best way to go because I feel like it's a bit more safer. And
safer and quicker.
Yeah.
Kind of faster a little bit.
Yep. And I feel like if 5-man is successful, you could see the door possibly one day open for 7-man. I mean, we saw AFFL.
I do too. I actually agree with you.
Now, 9-man, that's something that I feel like can be marketable as well, but, 9-man does have a stigma around it, unfortunately, due to things that's happened.
especially without pads and everything too. So
Especially
that's
without
kind of
pads.
different.
Yeah. I mean, in the era we live in where there's a lot of paranoia about concussions and lawsuits and everything else, even though we don't see a lot of big injuries, like because I'll be honest, I've been around 9-man flag since on and off since about 1998.
I wouldn't even thought of.
My dad. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, you said you weren't even thought of. It was 98.
Yeah, so I was maybe like 4.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, you said you weren't thought of. I was like, wait a minute. How old are you? No, my dad had a team way back in the day. They ran the wing tee offense in flag football. Imagine that nowadays.
Yeah, the wing tee is definitely like the read option now.
Yeah. But I was around it back then. I've been around it for a couple years. I haven't seen a lot of injury in flag, at least not a lot of crucial injuries. I feel like it's something that's actually a bit more safer because guys don't try to leave with their heads like they would in tackle.
Right.
And that was an argument somebody once made to me, and I fully agreed with it, was guys will only leave with their heads and hurt themselves if they have pads on, which kind of makes sense when you think about it.
I agree 100%. You know, everybody trying to play hard. Every play obviously is 110%, and you know, trying to make a play, and you know, some things I feel like it is intentional. You know, when people lead by their head instead of by their shoulder.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree with that. But I'm curious to see where the future of this game goes, Corey. And I'm really excited for next week because between the International Bowl and between Nationals or Worlds or whatever you want to call it at this point, what a week for our game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to rest my body, man. I'm gonna have to play Sunday, and then Monday, hopefully Tuesday. Hopefully Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then rest Wednesday and get ready for /World/Nationals.
It's gonna be a fun week ahead, and I'm really excited. It'll be my first Nationals as well, heading down there.
Yeah, man, I'll probably see you out there in the media day if you come. Have a little talk.
For sure, man. We'll definitely talk to each other down there, and I'll definitely try to cover a Strong Island game.
All right, man. Let me go and get ready for my little football game.
All right. Best of luck. Who you got tonight? Tell us about your matchup.
We got a 7-on-7 game, but our fumbles are live out here instead of that.
They're live?
Yeah, if you fumble the ball, it's live.
That's actually pretty innovative.
That's how we used to play 9-man up here. We didn't stiff on. We used to strip the ball out here.
Oh wow. Okay. That's a different way of playing, but I actually kind of like that a lot, to be honest. I feel like that's something I wouldn't mind adopting in terms of 9-man up here.
Yeah, Texas 9-man and upstate 9-man is similarity kind of, but it's kind of different because if you block a field goal, block a punt, you can scoop and score for a game-winning touchdown. But if you block a punt, it's definitely down where it's at. So it's definitely a big difference.
Oh, for sure. I can imagine. Anybody going live?
Nah, this like a little league. Nah, yeah.
Aw, man. I'd love to watch it. I'd definitely have to catch one of your games sometime down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to live the games. Well, after we win the International Bowl Tuesday. Yeah, I'm talking to Team Stripes, Team Stars all the way. But I'll definitely try to live some of the games. So.
All right, bet, and I'll definitely be tuning in.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Glad we finally got to talk.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man.
Hell yeah, brother. I'll see you down in Nationals.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Corey Webb. So I go back to my de facto page because I just want to show. You know what? I'm going to show my other page while I'm waiting for this next guest. But first, let me finish off. As you take a look at my Washington County page, subscribe to that as well. If you enjoy some Washington County flag football, I got a whole archive there. As I transition quickly over to the next topic, which is the remainder of the championship season for the A. As mentioned, the summer belonged to the Strong Island Bulldogs. SI won back-to-back, defeating Main Event in both Albany and the Charm City Classic. However, the rest of the year went a little differently. York did not feature an A bracket as it was a B tournament, let's be real here. The Rhode Island Flag Bowl, however, featured the Lions reclaiming their throne, taking the tournament for the first time since they won Virginia Beach. However, the Capital Classic would be won by a B team, that is Rampage, who won the championship, defeating 7-point spread. And those were your champions in terms of the 9-man pro bracket in 2017. As I try to X out of this real quickly. Perfect. Thank you once again to Corey Webb for joining us tonight. But next, let us talk to a man who he himself has climbed the mountain before and has tried to do it again. We get the answer. Said he was watching. Clancy, come on, buddy. Do we got him? There we go.
Joey, what's up, man?
You had me worried there for a second, Clancy. It's all good. I got you now.
Nice little 2 guys to follow. It was cool hearing those guys, though. I think they do a good job this weekend for Team USA. Both of them. They're good guys.
Hey, I hope so too, man. I'm cheering for Team USA all the way. Whether it be stars or stripes, I want us to win this. We gotta push our dominance in the 5-man game, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not gonna be close. Both those teams have. I was trying to it was kind of small on my phone, trying to look at the rosters, but they're loaded. Both teams.
Yeah, I was trying to zoom in as much as I could. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, both those. I've seen a lot of those dudes on AFFL and on the circuit. Loaded with talent.
For sure. I'm excited for this team. You know what? It makes me sad that I can't actually watch any of the games until ESPN broadcasts them. It's not airing anywhere.
Yeah, that is a shame. Somebody will go live, I'm sure.
We'll see. I hope so. That'd be awesome if someone does go live. But let us talk about, first and foremost, you, Kevin Clancy, and the Maryland Bullets. Beginning with a blast from the past, let's talk about your first Nationals. Can you tell us what you did your first time in Nationals?
Let's see. Well, I joined the Bullets.
How did that come about?
It was the first time I played with those guys. I've known Mudgett for probably since high school, maybe. Played with the Little Westminster League with him, 9-man a little bit after college. And then he called me up 2 years ago, probably a month before Nationals, and said, hey, you want to go to Florida? I said, yeah. So we practiced twice, went down there, kind of still getting our, we're gelling together. Day one, and I think we went 1-1. Actually lost a ride out. And then Saturday and Sunday swept it all and took the championship home. So it was awesome. But like I said, a great group of guys, and been with them ever since. It's been a blast.
And after that, you guys made the decision to leave the B bracket for A bracket. Tell me, what was the transition like for you going from playing in B to A?
Well, we had had to. We didn't have a choice, but we were excited for the challenge. We knew if we had the same roster showed up we had for that weekend in Florida, B wouldn't be a challenge anyway. But it was exciting. It was definitely a lot harder. We had our challenges, but I mean, I think we did a very good job. We finished, I want to say, sixth last year at Nationals. So, I mean, first year B team coming up, nobody thought we were going to do anything, and we had a pretty good ride. We met SI on Sunday, so everybody knows how that went. They ended up winning the championship, so you can't complain, but we're going to come back and try to bring it home ourselves this year.
And that is something that you guys have been missing is a championship, at least in 9-man. Let's be real. The Bullets have quite the credentials when it comes to 5-man. But in terms of 9-man, it's been a bit since the last championship. However, you guys did come close in Ocean City, falling just short to the Laneys. Tell us about that championship run up until the fateful loss to the Laneys.
Yeah, we've been close all year. We played very well that Saturday, beating ADR main event. Actually had the same path to championship on Sunday. Played really well again. And then met Laney's. Didn't play as clean as we did before. Made a couple mistakes. Came down to the end. We were actually driving before Laney's got the ball at the end to just run the clock out. Driving, one of our receivers kind of got his arm pinned in the end zone, ball him in the chest, and they picked it off to kind of seal it. We could have scored and went up by 1 with the extra point, and that probably would have, we think, sealed it. Our defense is pretty tough. They've been doing a great job all year, and I think that would have been our, unfortunately, first win for 9-man A, but it didn't happen.
It was unfortunate for the Bullets, but they came very close, and it seemed like they should have earned some kind of respectability, but it seems like you guys have not quite gotten the respect that you should be getting, at least you would think, on the A bracket circuit.
Yeah, I think I said it last time when I was on with you. Nobody likes Mudgett. He's my dude. But it's just, I don't know why nobody respects us. I think they do, but I think they like giving a shit because they just don't like Mudgett and keep hearing bang bang. And our guys, they're very just excited to play football, and this is different. Nobody expected us last year to come up from B and do as well as we did. I was telling Mudgett the other day, everybody talks about the Big Four. Everybody shits on us, and then nobody knows who's below us. We're 6 this year going into it, and nobody could care less and knows who's 7 to 16 or whatever it is. But I guess people talking is better than nothing, and we're just going to go out and try to do the same thing we always try to do, and like I said, win a national championship this year. Earn the respect.
There's a single team that you want to see again. Who would it be?
Main event.
Main event. I had a feeling you would say main event. I had a feeling because like I kind of forgot about the whole main event and Bullets thing until I went back and re-edited the Charm City documentary.
Yeah, I knew that was going to come up. Yeah, that's the other reason. I talked to, I think it was Mike on Sunday. That was the first time I actually talked to him. Seemed like a great dude. Just kind of, I don't want to say hype me up, so I was doing a good job, which that felt good. He's unbelievable, but everything just fell apart that second time we played him on Sunday. And the worst part is, I think I threw 4 interceptions.
5.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Hey, you asked us a question, so I wanted to make sure you got the answer.
I know. I'm just messing with you. It was obviously my worst game on the circuit, but I mean, people can say what they want. Just seeing it myself and then going back and watching the film, I think 4 of those 5 interceptions was inches from being a huge play. And I was just so frustrated at that because you could see it through a good ball, and then one of their players just make an unbelievable play, or where there's this ball was a step behind the receiver. If it was a step farther, it could have been a touchdown. It's just one of those things happens as a quarterback, and it was one of those days. So I'd like to get a little revenge on them. We've already beat them twice. So I don't think I'm not scared of anybody on the circuit. But they're one of them. Love to meet SI again. And if I had the chance of playing them, I think I've personally played them once, and it was in Florida.
Okay.
The other time was actually at the Charm City Classic 2 years ago in Owens Mills. That weekend I got married, so I actually wasn't there Saturday. Came back. We played them on Sunday, but I told Mudgett to play the guy that was playing Saturday. He played the first half. I played one drive in the second half, and by that time we got mercy ruled. So, but
Oof.
the one drive we went down and scored, but it was too little, too late.
Well, we'll see how the Bullets perform next week. When are you arriving to Florida, Clancy?
I'm actually getting there with my wife and her sister Wednesday night. We're going to go to Harry Potter Land because she loves Harry Potter Land. They went there last year. I didn't go. So we're going to do that Thursday, and then after that, it's all football. So I'll get together with the guys Thursday night. They got a big old house, so we're going there, and then it's all business Friday to Sunday.
Looking forward to seeing what happens, especially to see where the Bullets end up at. That draft, what do you think of the draft? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Mike DeMar doesn't seem like he likes it a lot. What do you think of the draft, though?
Well, I totally agree with his reasoning. I like knowing the matchups and what's going to happen. I went last year with Mudgett, and it was kind of like it was just a cluster suck. There's a million people, so you couldn't go anywhere without bumping shoulders with anybody. But going up there, I think people were a little confused last year. And I thought myself it was kind of hard to see you kind of follow the brackets and the pools. Because some people got in pools, they had no clue that they even got in. And then after the fact, they're like, oh, shit, we're playing SI and main event. I don't remember what it was, but I remember teams saying that.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I think main event was actually in a pool they didn't want to be in. But then, like I said, didn't realize it until after the fact. So I think it's neat. It's a great idea for points. You play all year, so now SI has number one. They can pretty much get anywhere they want, which is nice for them. They deserve that for being that number one spot. But it kind of sucks. We haven't played a ton of 9-man this year like we usually do. But to have a number 6 spot not playing much, that's awesome. So hopefully we get a good draw, and then we'll see what happens after that.
And we shall see indeed, as the Maryland Bullets next week will be heading down to Nationals. I will say the one thing I haven't seen this year is the Instagram page ain't advertising who the guys are playing for you all this year.
It's coming.
I have a feeling there's something coming. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's coming. Mudgett, I thought he already put it out, but he said something about today. I don't even remember on whose post, but he'll put it on there sometime. Then everybody will start giving us shit and saying we got all these players and we still suck or whatever.
We shall see if the Bullets can earn their respect across the national scene. You guys have certainly been fighting hard for it these last couple of years. You showed you could run the table a few years ago at Nationals. Can they do it again? We will find out next weekend from Orlando, Florida.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Joey. And I'll see you down there, definitely.
For sure, for sure. We'll see you there, Clancy.
See you, man.
Peace out. Kevin Clancy joining us. As we move on to our next guest, this man had quite a performance in the Charm City Classic a while back. Mr. Orion Jones, the proclaimed fastest man of 9-man by Tyler Spencer. What do you feel about? How do you feel about that title, Orion?
Yeah, like I was talking about it on it earlier with shoes. We can all set up a race down there. I'm down to race. They want to do 100 yards. I ain't shoot for 100 yards, but I ain't gonna never turn down no race. So, you know, we working on what we was talking about earlier, working on, you know, setting up a race and, you know, getting a live feed. We was talking about putting money into it. Everybody put up $100. We try to at least get 10 people to join the race.
Oh,
so
shit.
Everybody put up $100 for the 100-yard race. I got to talk to Shoes about it. We ain't really getting the details, like what day, what time we think we're going to do it. Because we want to make it convenient so, like, everybody has fresh ways because everybody plays different styles, different times. So we want everybody to have that fair chance that they're going to put the money up. Like, we don't want no excuses. Once the race starts and you get to the end line, you lose your $100, you lose your $100. So, you know, hey, I look forward to the competition. You know me, I'm always saying I'm the fastest until somebody beat me in a race. That's always been my mindset, you know, since running track in high school. So, beat me in the race, I'll admit you faster than me. Until then, I'm the fastest person in our man.
All
Until
right.
I see for sure that somebody beat me.
All right. We shall see. We shall see if anybody can, in fact, beat the fastest man in 9-man. But the fastest man in 9-man, is he also the fastest man in 4-man, 5-man, and 8-man as well? Because Mr. Orion Jones, I happen to understand you're a busy man next weekend.
Yeah, so supposed to be doing 4-man, 5-man with the Bullets, 8-man with GU, and 9-man with Aftermath. So look forward to play those 4 styles.
How do you prepare yourself to play in 4 different styles? Because you're jumping around a lot. I mean, you told me earlier, in fact, that this is not the first time you did it. 2 years ago at Nationals, you played how many games?
Yeah, 2 years of Nationals. That was my first year down there Nationals, and played a total of 27 games the whole weekend. Between 4-man, contact, non-contact, 5-man, contact, non-contact, 8-man, and 9-man. So that was my first year. I didn't even know nothing about 4-man and 5-man. I only knew 8-man and 9-man. Met up with a team that asked me, you know, that I want to play, you know, signed the roster, and next thing you know, I'm playing 4-man and 5-man. Didn't know the rules, none of that. Just straight hop onto them. Now, to me, I like 9-man because of the physicality of the game, but I really like 5-man. Like 5-man, I be having a lot of fun playing 5-man. And I've been doing 5-man with the Bullets all year. You know, we get I think over this past year, I think we won 3 or 4 tournaments. So we got a couple tournaments on you know, belts playing with that you know, with the Bullets for 5-man.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The Bullets have certainly had a run in 5-man. They've done extremely well in that. As I mentioned to Kevin Clancy earlier, the success not as much in 9-man, but in 5, they have definitely been balling out all year.
We definitely have some dogs on the 5-man team. You know, some group of guys. We all get together. You know, every team have arguments, but we all just there to have fun and win the championship.
So going into this, what kind of workout plan have you put yourself on to prepare yourself for the cardio it's going to take to maintain yourself this next upcoming weekend in Nationals?
I'm be honest. I ain't worked out since I left high school. It wasn't that long ago. I only graduated from high school 4 years ago. But I don't work out. I'm young. I'm only 22. So, you know, I'm out of shape as far as like, you know, cardio and stuff like that. But other than that, I just come out there and, you know, play football. It's just something I like to do. Take my mind off of things. You know, it's something fun, something I enjoy playing something with kids. So, you know, I don't really train too much like how I want to, but you know, if I had time and, you know, things like that, I would be in the gym all the time. But I got a newborn now, so, you know, it's kind of hard for me to juggle that and go to the gym. I'm lazy, so I don't even work out. I just come out there play football, have fun. I like the competition, but I'm just out there to have fun, really.
And it seems like you have fun every week, and I've seen how you ball on the field. I go back to that performance at the Charm City Classic you had against Punishers, stepping up, coming into the A bracket, and putting up 3 scores against them, and just having an absolute day, including the game winner itself. And not just that, but also the next day against AFN. Guide us through that weekend in Charm City.
Coming into the weekend, we didn't have the numbers that we actually expected, but once the whistle blows, you got to play with what you have there. It's no excuses. Not only Don can play on the field. As long as you got guys ready to ball, you ready to play. So despite our low numbers, we didn't have the people that we wanted. We still had to go out there and perform. Once the whistle blow, it was game time. So coming out there. I'm looking forward. I'm just playing hard every play. Like, I just want to win. That's all. Regardless of how many people we have on the sideline, we have 9 people on the field. That's all we can play at one time. So, I come out there, just play hard. I happened to just have a great weekend that weekend. I think I had maybe 6 or 7 touchdowns, and then of course the 2 game winners against the Punishers and AFN. I mean, we didn't, finish how we wanted. We ended up losing to the Gladiators in the semifinals. So
tough draw.
Other than all, I mean, this our first year. Yeah, this our first year in the circuit. So we still build and take time. Like you don't just jump out there and just automatically start winning. There's a lot of great teams in the 9-man A division. So we sitting there, we working together. Filling in the new pieces that we need, and we come together real life. We expect to come down there strong this year and, make a name for ourselves down there in 9-man. That's our goal down there. Everybody goes to win nationals. That's our goal, to win nationals, but, I want people to just respect us now. We in the 9-man circuit now, so that's another team, looking to take over the 9-man title.
And I'll say, Aftermath in their first year, they have impressed me. They have impressed me out there every time I've seen them, whether it be at the Charm City Classic or even at the Capital Classic. I've come away impressed each time, especially with you, Mr. Orion Jones.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about me on the team, but it's a team game. Without the center snapping the ball to the quarterback, I had no way of getting the ball in my hands.
Big facts.
So, I like the acknowledgement that I'm getting, but this is a team sport. It's no iron team. I don't, take credit for everything. I mean, certain people play a big part, offense, defense, but overall, it's a team game. So, it's no iron team. I just help us get wins as a team. Now, I don't look out here and look for stats. I don't worry about how many touchdowns I score on the weekend. Yeah, I'm excited, to score touchdowns, get game winners, stuff like that. But other than that, the whole object is to win as a team. Everybody wants to bring home the trophy, bring home the money. So.
And we shall see if you guys do bring home the trophy and the money next weekend at Nationals in the 9-man pro bracket. Orion, thank you for joining us on Blunt Talk tonight. Any last words before we head out?
Hey, good luck to all the teams down there. Hope y'all make it down there safe. Looking forward to the competition. And shoes, I'm ready for that 100-yard race. So just let me know when you're ready. $100. Put your money up. Anybody else that want to put their money up, $100, we on the field.
I like to see it, man. Hey, you should let me know when that is, because I'll definitely try to come by and help live stream that one.
All right, we'll do.
Someone's got to go live for that.
We're gonna let somebody know. It's all gonna make a scene so everybody can see. Anybody can jump in it. You know, as long as you got your $100 in your hand on the field when that race starts, you in the race to win the $100. Whatever the pot is, we try to look at minimum of 10 people, so it could be $1,000 you win. So hopefully we can get 10 people that's willing to put up $100 and race the 100 yards, and it's gonna go from there. We're gonna see who really the fastest person in our man.
We shall see. We shall see indeed. Thank you once again for joining us, Orion.
All right, you're welcome. See you next time.
See you next time indeed. Hope to see you down there next weekend, brother.
See you on Thursday. Ready to play.
Thursday? Hey, I'll be ready for your game either way.
Thursday, but we'll play for Friday.
Friday, I think it's around
right.
4 o'clock. I think it's
Yeah.
when the A starts, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it'll start to the afternoon. Yeah.
We look forward to it.
All right.
All right. Orion Jones joining us. And finally, our final guest of the night is a man who is trying to make a name for himself on the national scene, but he's already a very popular man in the local scene here in this region. I'm talking about Chris Boone. If we could reach him. He said he was ready. Do we got him?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's a little.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. I think we found. We got it. We can see you now. Perfect, perfect.
Deal. We got. Am I all right without the headphones?
Yeah, you should be good, buddy.
All right. Cool deal. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good. How are you?
Good. Well, not so good, man. I had cornhole league tonight. I won it 2 sessions ago. Won a couple $100, and then I took a session off and went back out there tonight, and I kind of sucked. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, shitty. It was a bad start for the night, for the season, but it's all right.
I hope your accuracy is a little bit more on target for next weekend, though, because you got a pretty big weekend coming up, Chris.
Big time, man. Big time. We're gonna go out. We're gonna start out in the morning. We're gonna play. Showtime's putting our 5-man team in, so I'm pretty excited about that. Trying that out against the top teams and see how it goes.
I'm very curious to see how you guys do. In fact, Chris, you guys actually are coming off a pretty good 5-man performance about a month ago in Bowie when you went 5-0-1 for the weekend.
Yeah, we played. We had a decent team that day, but it's nothing like what we're gonna have down in Florida. I mean, we're gonna be really, really talented down there for Florida. I got a lot of the guys throughout the 8-man state. You know, I got some of the guys that play with 7-point spread. They play on the 8-man teams, prime time and the firm. Some of the top teams in VA. So we got a good, really good group going down there for 5-man.
Okay. And I know you're definitely going to have a good group coming down there for 9-man. However, it's been a while since we've seen ADR on the circuit. The last time was Virginia Beach, where you guys had a very promising Saturday. You took out the SI Bulldogs just before the Summer of the Bulldogs happened, and then you defeated the Lions as well.
Yeah, we had a. I mean, we didn't even have a deep roster down there, but you know, we had Kinsler and Brady and Judd. We had some linemen. So, I mean, 9-man's all about O-line play. If you have a good O-line play, you can, especially our team, if we get good O-line play with our skill set guys, we can put up some points in 9-man also. We just been lacking O-line over our first 2 years. But I think we're going to have a good group going down there this weekend, and skill guys, man, we're going to look really sharp.
We're looking forward to seeing what you guys have, but what has ADR been doing to try to keep in sync and preparation for this tournament? Because it's been a while since you guys have had to play a competition of this caliber. Period.
Right.
You guys have been playing in Washington County for the most part together, but not really. You guys
Not
haven't had
really.
many games together since the summer.
Right. Well, we've that's why we kind of went and did the 5-man in Bowie. Then we had our 8-man state tournament. So, and then throughout Washington County, we didn't have all our guys for that, but guys showed up different weeks to where we was able to still get reps. Me throwing the ball, doing some routes, and we actually used a lot of those Washington County games just for that. Really, when certain guys come down, like when Frank or Mayo come down, I try to feed them the ball that day so I can get used to them because I know CJ and Mouse, those guys play with me and everything, so I don't normally have to feed them the ball because I throw to them all year long. So when Frank, Mayo, some of the other receivers come down, I kind of force feed them the ball when we play in Washington County just to work on stuff. So we haven't technically been at 80 yards since the Virginia Beach tournament, but we have been throwing combination routes and everything together pretty much the second half of the year.
Yeah, and that has been the one, and that is something that'll really come in handy for when you guys enter this tournament next week. Traveling has been hard for you guys, for the most part. How are you able to counter it for this tournament? Because this is the furthest you have to go for any tournament, period. This is the granddaddy. This is at least a 14-hour drive, a 2-hour flight, etc.
Right, yeah. Well, this is the thing. It's once a year. You know when it is. So guys have had a year to plan for it. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't do a lot of the tournaments towards the end of the year. Why we didn't do none of the Maryland ones or the DC ones, just so guys can get their money right, save travel. Because if you got families and kids, we already went to Virginia Beach, Atlantic City, Ocean City. So we kind of had to sit out some so guys could save their money, get their, we're not one of these big A teams like a lot of them out there where they got backers, they got money, guys paying for flights, guys paying for a hotel. We're a small town in Winchester, and so everything comes out of our own pocket.
Yeah, so it's very difficult.
Right, so we just had to take some time off so guys could save and handle their family stuff. That way they could get this weekend or these 4 or 5 days free, or bring the family, whatever it may be. And so we're locked and loaded.
And I'm really excited to see what you have in store, Chris, especially coming into this. I don't think you're going to give away your all's draft strategy, but I want to ask you, we talked to Mike DeMar earlier, and we talked to Kevin Clancy about their thoughts on the draft. What are your thoughts on the whole process? Do you like not knowing who you're going to face till Thursday night, or would you rather have those weeks of preparation?
No, I'm actually fine with it. So, I got something wrote down here. We played 32 games in 2 years in the A division. Okay, so let me run this off to you. 6 against the Bulldogs, 5 against Main Event, 5 against 7-point spread, 3 against the Lions, and 2 against the Gladiators. So out of our 32 games, 25 of them have been against the top 5 teams in the country. So I'm actually happy and like how they do nationals. Because before, the way they used to do it is, if you're a new 9-man team, you come in, you just play top 2 teams or top 3 teams off the bat, both days, both games Saturday, and then next thing you know, you're 0-2 and you're playing them again Sunday morning. So I'm all for this new strategy because there's like 18 A teams out there that we ain't played. So I'm actually looking forward to this nationals and getting to play some of these different teams. Because I don't think no other team in the country has had the schedule that we've had in A bracket ever. I mean, Mayhem started out in their first 2 games. They played some team I never heard of, beat them 30-something, and then they played Speed Kills. While that same weekend, our 2 games were Bulldogs and Main Event. So, I don't know how it was done before. But I'm happy for this the way they do it now.
Yeah, I look forward to the draft personally. If there's any team on that A bracket you want to face the most, who would it be? Or would you rather not give away your strategy in terms of that?
Well, we're picking so low, it really don't matter. But like I said, I would love to play. If we can get two of our three games versus teams we've never played, I'm happy. I'm real happy. But,
Yeah.
I just want to play some new people. I mean, so we play these same couple teams, and not that they know what we're doing, but we do a lot of different stuff, and it's easier to play against us if you've already played this 5 or 6 times.
I agree.
So, and same thing with us though. Us playing Bulldogs and Lions so much, it actually helped us out the last time we played them. We kind of knew some of the things they wanted to do, and we knew some of the things we could do against them. So, it helps and hurts. But I just like to play new people. I like to play as many different teams as we can. So, if we play 2 out of 3 games versus teams we've never played before, I'm happy.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be something that I would love that for you guys, because I feel like you guys haven't gotten the diversity and competition that you probably should be getting on the A circuit.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, 25 or 32 games in A have been against the top 5 teams in the country. So I don't know how it worked out before and how everything was going, but not that. But it's actually made us better. So I can't complain on one hand. But, if you're traveling and paying money, going 3 hours away, some of these Virginia Beach, Ocean Cities, you would like to play some different teams, especially when you see 28 teams out there, and out of the tournament, you only play 3 of them, and every tournament you go to, you keep playing that same 3. It just, it didn't make no sense to me. So, I like how Jamie does this draft.
I look forward to the draft. Will you be there draft night, Chris Boone?
Yes, I will. Like I said, we got the 5-man, and it's I don't know, it's one of the first 2 that starts the night off. So I'll definitely be there.
I'm excited, man. When are you arriving into Florida?
I come in, I think Thursday at like 4 p.m.
Thursday at 4. I'll be there at about 1.
Yeah. So, and then I think what time is the first draft? 7. So we got to get from the airport, check in, and then probably head on over to Disney.
Yeah. SeaWorld, I think is where it's at.
Oh, SeaWorld. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to next weekend as we get ready for the 9-man pro bracket.
Yeah.
Chris,
be a good one, man.
Oh, yeah.
Down there.
Hey, we'll be live.
Yeah, definitely. You had a good show tonight, man. You got some good people on here.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the love.
I'm glad you're starting to get your name out there and get more respect, because the work you do is fucking amazing, man. It's I'm glad to see other people around the country finally starting to see your work.
I mean, we had a guest caller from Texas tonight in Corey Webb, so it really shows you how far out this show's really reached itself since we started as Uncut a year and a half ago.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Blunt Talk. Team Blunt Talk.
Team Blunt Talk for sure.
That's right. I see they already asking questions on the page. Who's your roster? So.
Oh, yeah. They want to know everything about TBT, but we'll wait till week 1 before we expose that to them, Chris Boone.
I understand that. I understand. I was wondering who the roster was on. Who was on it myself.
Oh, if you want, we can talk roster after this because we got something good brewing.
Yeah. Yep. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. So, who else? You got anybody else coming on tonight?
You're the final guest, man. You got any final thoughts for this evening?
Final thoughts. Everybody be safe getting down there, man. Be safe. Hopefully, we don't hear about no accidents and all that shit. 'Cause I know a lot of people are driving, stuff like that. So
I'll tell you, it's my first time flying, so I've been hella nervous.
Oh shit, man, it's not bad. I mean, you think about like you ever been to King's Dominion and rode that roller coaster in the building?
I have, but that was about 20 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah. So you get in there, you get in, you sit down, it just takes off, man. And I don't think you'll have any problems. Just don't get a window seat or don't look outside. I'm telling you, if you don't look out the window and actually see you're flying, I don't think you'll notice much.
Yeah, that's what I've been told too. I'm going to try to keep away from the window seat. I'm going to make sure that I'm not looking outside because.
Right. Yeah. Don't look outside. Good. Just look forward, read your magazine, take a book or whatever. Because when you start off, when you start off in the plane, you got to turn your cell phone and stuff off. So, take a book or something. Just focus on that until you take off, till you get in the air and you feel comfortable.
I'll have my coach's notebook ready because I got a game plan for KFFL this upcoming spring.
Hell yeah! You flying by yourself?
Yeah, I'm flying solo, but I got a ride picking me up as soon as I get out of the airport.
Oh, nice. What time are you leaving?
Should be about 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. Supposed to arrive at 1. My ride's supposed to pick me up, and I got and from what they told me, they're going to chauffeur me around all weekend.
Oh, shit. So you can get blazed up all weekend. You ain't going to worry about driving?
Oh, yeah. Well, I could try. I'm going to try. I do have a contact in Florida, too. I can meet up for that specific purpose.
Believe me, I think every team has some type of contact down that way, no matter how far away we are from Florida. I think everybody's going to have some connect once they get down there, for sure.
Definitely, for sure. I'm ready for it. This is going to be a hell of a weekend, Chris.
It is, man. You got plenty of batteries and all that shit charged and ready.
I'm gonna bring all 3 of them, courtesy of Kenny Diener.
Oh, nice. Okay, old school. Old school. Good man right there. Good man right there.
Shout out. Thanks for his donations.
Yeah. Yep. Who all else from the league is actually going down to Florida?
Ricky Miller is going to be arriving Saturday, from what I've been told.
Okay.
Gary Little is arriving Tuesday. Dustin Mitchell will be down there.
Nice. They all playing with the Raiders?
Yeah, they're going to be entering as the Chargers.
Their name is the Chargers.
Yeah, because they merged with a team. Well, actually, no. There's been a change. There's been a bigger change to that. There's been a second change.
Oh, shit.
So it's not just the Raiders and the Chargers, but the Baltimore Hawks have also merged with them, and together they are combined forces.
Dude, there's only 30 roster spots.
I guess they only have 10 guys each.
Jesus. What the hell?
I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what they got. I'm curious to see what everybody's got down there. It's going to be a fun trip, Chris.
Oh, it's going to be a fun trip, man. Fun trip. Can't wait.
And
Ross, you should have been there.
What's that?
Is Ross there?
Ross is currently at Frederick Memorial Hospital.
Oh, okay. You having a little one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
I'm actually house sitting. That's why I'm doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. But tell him congratulations, man. That's awesome. And
Nothing's confirmed yet. Nothing's confirmed yet.
And congratulations to James, our kicker. He's going to have his tonight also.
Oh, really? Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, nothing confirmed yet from Ross. I haven't heard anything from him yet, so nothing's confirmed for his kid being born. But it's supposed to happen in the next couple of days, something like that. We'll see.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, James, I think they're having theirs sometime middle of the night or in the morning or something. So, shit. Everybody having babies.
I know. It happens, man, all at once. Everybody I know just starts having kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. So.
Future stars on the field.
Huh?
Future stars in the field.
Yeah, future stars in the field. I mean, we'll see them at the field running around as we're playing out there.
For sure. And our coverage for Nationals aren't done quite yet. We have one more night to go. Tomorrow night, we talk to the experts.
There it is.
And we'll break down who wins pro and comp.
Man, that's so hard to do with no bracket schedule.
It's hard to know also when you don't know who the rosters are, but we could do a nice little roundtable discussion of each team based on what we do know.
Right, true. I mean, for the most part, you know what teams have. most teams have their core. You know, most teams ain't picking up stars or picking up role players or guys that fill needs that they need to. Most teams already have their main guys.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep. So, all right, Joe. Good deal, brother. Man, appreciate talking to you, man.
Appreciate talking to you as well, Boone.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
You as well, sir. And Chris Boone joining us as we sign off here from our studio here in Sharpsburg, Maryland. Thank you for joining us once again here on Blunt Talk featuring Joey Blaze. I'm Joey Blaze. For Mike DeMartilier, Corey Webb, Kevin Clancy, Orion Jones, and Chris Boone saying have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next episode.